here on BT, and we have activated our storm center. York Catholic Public, Durham Public, and Catholic boards now saying that all school buses are canceled, and the school bus cancellations keep rolling in for Peterborough, Northumberland, and Clarington. Zone 1, Chatham, Kent, Sarnia, Lambton as well. Corridor cancellations as well for Grey Bruce and Simcoe County. All buses have been canceled there. So stay with us throughout the morning, of course, as more school bus cancellations may be rolling in, and this is all due to the weather that we're going to be seeing later on today. We'll head up to Frank now for a look at that forecast. Frank.
Yeah, a lot of this is precautionary, of course, not seeing the weather right now, but through the day we have a very changeable forecast, and road conditions are going to change like that. North of the city, there is some flash freeze warnings that have already been posted. Here in the city of Toronto, taking a look, we have mild conditions this morning right now. In fact, we're sitting at 12 degrees, but just over to the west of us, you're already seeing that temperature fall to the freezing mark. And with that, we're already starting to see a little bit of that transition over from green to the freezing rain. That green represents, of course, rain, and now we're starting to see some of that mixing happening through Wyerton into Goderich. Here in Toronto, I want us to prepare for that anytime after about 2 o'clock. Here's a look at what's going to happen in terms of the timeline. 6 to 10, falling temperatures continue. We already have some flooding out there on the roadways. Tammy will tell you, and Kerry will tell you about that. Freezing rain risk in Toronto between 10 and 2. After 2 o'clock, we could still see some freezing rain, but changing quickly over to some snow, and then that'll end. And then tonight, some clearing skies and real cold conditions. We're going to go from morning highs of about plus 12 to temperatures through the afternoon plus 1, and then into the evening we're going to drop it all the way down to minus 12. That's a big change, and that means that we're going to have lots and lots of icy conditions tomorrow. Mainly sunny skies through the afternoon, minus 11, a high of minus 11 as well on Sunday. Monday with some snow into the evening, flurries into Tuesday morning, then clearing. Wednesday a temperature of minus 7, minus 3 into Thursday. So after a record-breaking day yesterday, today we go all the way down, Carrie.
All right, I will keep my feet firmly planted. Keep in mind this morning we still have a closure of the Bayview extension. It is shut down because of flooding close between Mill Street and River, so that's towards the bottom end of it. But the Bayview extension, north of that, it's moving along at a good pace. Southbound traffic on the Don Valley Parkway, that is now getting through, approaching Bayview Bloor. We did have all lanes closed for some time, but seeing those delays quickly improving. Southbound DVP, it's only a slow go from about Spanbridge to Don Mills, and that traffic should really clear soon. The rest of the drive isn't too bad, though. The 401 looking good. Just keep in mind that the eastbound 401 ramp to southbound Yonge, that is still closed off, and that is because of that pesky sinkhole. Southbound Yonge Street, just south of the 401, still have 2 right lanes closed off there while crews repair that sinkhole. That's it for traffic for now. I'll throw it back to you, Tammy.
Thanks, Carrie, and we'll stay with traffic for now. Good news for all commuters as well. All lanes of the southbound and northbound DVP are open to traffic once again after being closed down all night due to flooding. Overnight, all lanes were blocked down at the south end of near the Gardner there of the DVP, and that's because of extensive flooding of the Don River. A few vehicles became trapped in the massive puddles which formed, but the all clear for lanes has now been given. So keep in mind, the Toronto and Region Conservation Authority has issued a flood warning in the wake of all the rain that we've seen and the melting with all this mild weather. And this is a live look at the result of some of that melting on the Bayview extension just south of Dundas. It's off limits right now to drivers from Mill to River Streets, and it's due to flooding. Oh, and we see that looks like it has been reopened now as traffic is starting to get by. Again, this was closed down throughout the night as well because of the flooding, but once again, it looks like traffic is getting through. And still on our roads, we have a live look now at that major sinkhole we've been telling you about on Yonge Street, just south of the 401. Crews still there working on repairs. It is a massive sinkhole due to a water main break. 2 southbound lanes of Yonge near York Mills will be closed until further notice. And in fact, it could be later into the weekend before it's actually reopened. The extreme fluctuation in weather has caused a number of sinkholes and burst water mains. The city says since the end of last month, 250 water mains have ruptured. That's 3 times the norm. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau heckled again, this time in London, Ontario, during his third of 6 town hall meetings. Trudeau spoke yesterday at Western University, where he was asked about a range of topics, including his broken promise of electoral reform and the government's commitment to reconciliation with Indigenous people. However, halfway through the meeting, Trudeau was confronted by 2 separate hecklers. One woman was upset about the government's anti-Islamophobia law. The other had to be forcibly removed by police.
You have no right to bring in M103.
What they're going to do about corrupt judges, what they're going to do about corrupt Supreme Court. Is it okay to prosecute? Is it okay to prosecute government?
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau begins a 2-day cabinet retreat in London today. His next town hall will be in Quebec next week. President Donald Trump coming under fire for reportedly using a vulgar slur to describe Haiti and African countries. The comment was apparently made behind closed doors as lawmakers were making a pitch on immigration. The president apparently asked why should the U.S. accept immigrants from Haiti and Africa, and that America should accept from more places like Norway. The White House has not denied the president made the comments. Later, taking to Twitter, Trump says the Democrats seem intent on having people and drugs pour into our country from the southern border, risking thousands of lives in the process. It is my duty to protect the lives and safety of all Americans. We must build a great wall, think merit, and end lottery chain. USA. Hamilton police looking for at least 4 vehicles involved in the murder of a notorious mobster last year. Investigators provided an update yesterday saying they believe multiple people were using those 4 vehicles to stalk Angelo Musitano for about a week before his death. Police say the family is also not cooperating with the investigation. The 39-year-old was shot and killed outside of his watered-down home last May. He was a member of the Musitano crime family. He and his brother were convicted in 2000 of conspiracy to commit murder. Suspect vehicle descriptions in Musitano's death can be found on our website, citynews.ca. And again, we have some more school bus cancellations to tell you about. A reminder, if you're heading out the door this morning, York Catholic, Public, Durham Public and Catholic, Peterborough, Northumberland and Clarington, Zone 1 in Chatham, Kent, Sarnia, Lambton. All buses are canceled there. There are corridor cancellations now for Grey Bruce. Simcoe County, though, all buses are canceled. Keep that in mind if you are heading out today.